Special thanks to Patreon supporter DerekFrostWestbrook for making this video possible. Hello ladies and gentlemen, ZPro Warfare here, bringing you another Minecraft Modern Warfare vehicle tutorial. In this tutorial we'll be going ahead and building the CZ-10/25E Alacrán. The Alacrán combat engineering vehicle was developed by Pigot Talbot to meet the Spanish Army requirement. The first prototype was built for evaluation in 1995. The CZ-10/25E is based on a modified M60A1 MBT from the Spanish Army stocks. It is worth mentioning that the Spanish Army received 50 of these tanks from the United States. Production contract for the CZ-10/25E was awarded in 1997. A total of 38 tanks were converted to the Alacrán combat engineering vehicles. Deliveries to the Spanish Army commenced in 1997 and were completed in 1999. The remaining 12 ex-US M60A1 tanks were converted to armored bridge layers. So, really interesting vehicle here. Basically what it is a modified M60A1, as I mentioned, to kind of fulfill a combat engineering type role. So it has a plow on the front for bulldozing, and then it also has a kind of excavator type arm on it, which allows it to obviously dig poles or do whatever they would need to do with this type of vehicle. It's a pretty cool design and a pretty interesting vehicle, to say the very least. We don't have too many combat engineering vehicles, and there definitely are some pretty cool ones, so I definitely thought this one was a cool build and something a little bit different to get out for you guys. And it is based off an M60, and a lot of countries have used the M60, so this could go in a lot of different scenarios, even though it is specifically a Spain vehicle. But yeah, cool vehicle. Before we go and take a look at it, I want to go and give special thanks to Patreon supporter DerekFrostWestbrook for making this tutorial possible. If you guys are interested in supporting the channel, where you guys already do, feel free to check my Patreon page. Link is down in the video description, where you can go and pledge a small amount to the channel every month and earn a video request to your choosing, depending on which tier you sub to. It helps support the work I do on my channel, and basically it's just greatly appreciated. Again, you know, you get some cool benefits for it, and you know, it's just help support the work I do. So feel free to check it out. Again, the link is always in my video descriptions. Anyways, let's go ahead and kind of dive into taking a look here at the vehicle and see what we got going on here. So from my understanding, it's basically exactly an M60A1. The only main difference you're going to see here is that the mantlet here is changed. So this does not have a main gun, I guess, unless you consider a 50 caliber machine gun a main gun, but it's got no main gun and basically just has the excavator arm mounted into basically the mantlet of the turret. So kind of an interesting design in that kind of sense. So that's all located here. We do have a 50 caliber gun here in that iconic M60 turret. So that's cool there. And obviously all the detail here around the rear of the tank. Various different you know, boxes for cargo and gear and stuff like that. It does have this extension here on the back. Not 100% sure what it's for. But you see on some kind of like the up armored or like TUS upgrades and stuff like that, of like the Abrams and then like the Challenger 2's urban package and stuff like that. So again, I'm not entirely sure what that is. Maybe some of you guys know and will probably complain and tell me I should know what it is. Who knows? But yeah, really nice looking vehicle overall. Really happy with the way it came out, and again, gonna make an awesome addition to our Modern Warfare section with a nice combat engineering vehicle. Anyways, let's go and move into the tutorial by beginning with our first layers. Alright guys, moving into our first layers, we go ahead and start off with layers 0 through 1. For these layers, to go ahead and get started with, we're going to place down a row of 2 of nether slabs across like this, followed by 2 nether top slabs coming off these going toward the front. Once we have that done, we're going to place down a green terracotta block, and then a green sugar box here on the side. We want to go and then place down 2 blocks here in the ground of nether brick blocks, and we're going to go and then place down a dark oak wood top slab coming off this green terracotta block with a dark oak wood sign on the side of it. Also coming off this green shulker box here, we're going to place down a dark oak wood button, an item frame, and a green terracotta block in the item frame like so. We're going to go ahead and repeat this same design a total of 1, 2, 3, and 4 more times. So we're going to have our wheels here, like this going back. And then we want to go and then place down our nether brick blocks in the ground. And we're going to go ahead and then take our dark oak top slabs, place them down here on the spaces here in the middle. And also this space right here also. So nether brick blocks in the ground and our dark oak top slab. We're going to then place down dark oak signs here on the sides of these slabs. And we want to then place down dark oak buttons coming off these blocks like so. Item frames on the blocks, and green terracotta block in the atom frames like that. Once we have that done, we're going to then place down our green terracotta block here in the end, a green shulker box, dark oak wood button, item frame, and a green terracotta block. And we're going to go then take our narrow brick stairs. We're going to place down a row of 2 of narrow brick stone stairs across like so. Now, once we get to this point here, we're going to go off this green terracotta block with 1, 2, 3 dark oak with top slabs over. And we're going to go ahead and also go to this green terracotta block here and place down 3 dark oak with top slabs over. We can go ahead and then fill in the space here with dark oak with top slabs, basically closing the whole bottom of the hole off of the tank. And once we have that all done there, we're going to go ahead and then grab ourselves a dark oak wood fence gate. And we're going to place down a dark oak wood fence gate here on both sides of the side facing toward the front. So that's the side here with these 2 narrow brick rows of slabs. We're going to go ahead and place down a dark oak wood top slab to both sides. And then for our plow here in the front, we're going to place down a additional dark oak top slab going forward on both sides there. We then want to go ahead and place down a row of 1, 2, 3 dark oak wood stairs, and then 1, 2, and 1, 2 out to both sides like that. Once we have that done, we're going to basically take our track design here and copy the same thing over here to this side. So 2 narrow brick slabs, 2 narrow brick top slabs, and we want to go and then place down a green terracotta block, our green shulker box, narrow brick blocks in the ground, dark oak with top slab, dark oak with sign, a dark oak with button, item frame, and a green terracotta block. So the same design, and we're going to go and basically do the same thing we did on the other side, just going back. So I'm going to go and do this a little bit quicker. And if you need to, just refer to the other side, as the other side is completely the same as what we did before. And again, this is just building our road wheels up for the build. And our narrow brick blocks here in the ground. Then dark oak wood buttons on each one of these shulker boxes. Item frames on the shulker boxes as well, and green terracotta blocks in those item frames, like so. Now once we have that all done, we're going to then go to the back here, and we're just going to take our narrow brick top slab, or narrow brick stairs, and place down a row 3 of narrow brick upside down stairs across. When we get to this point here, we're going to go and grab ourselves a fence gate and a zombie head. We're going to place down a zombie head here on the slabs to both sides, and a dark oak wood fence gate there in the center, closed like so. And right there is going to basically do it for layers number 0, 1. And with that, we'll go ahead and move into our next layer, layer number 2. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we'll be moving into layer number 2. For layer 2 to go ahead and get started with, we're going to place down 2 narrow brick stairs on top of these 2 narrow brick top slabs. After that, we want to go and then place down a row of 3 of dark oak wood slabs across between those stairs. We then want to go ahead and grab a lever, place it down these 2 slabs, have it facing forward, and we're going to go and then grab ourselves some trapdoors and some tripwire hooks. For this section here, we're going to go and place down a tripwire hook on top of this stair, these 3 stairs here, and then this stair over here. And we're going to go and basically open them up so that they look like this. We then want to go ahead and go to the back section here. We're going to go ahead and go up from the space here and place down a trapdoor like that, so it's kind of offset. So basically there's a block right here, and we're going to place it down, kind of come off the side of the block, and then delete that block like that. Once we have that done, we're going to then take tripwire hooks and place it down, coming off these 2 trapdoors. Once we have that done, we're going to place down a item frame, coming off these 2 slabs like so, and we want to go and then place down a snowball in those item frames like that. Once that's done, we're going to place down a row of 3 dark oak wood stairs across, a green terracotta block to both sides, and then a green shulker box coming off these blocks like that. Once you have that done, we're going to place down a dark oak wood button, followed by a item frame on the side here and a green terracotta block. Same thing over here, dark oak wood button, item frame, and a green terracotta block. Once we get to this point, we're going to then grab ourselves some mossy cobblestone walls. We're going to place down a row of 5 of green terracotta across the space like so. We're going to then place down a row of 3 of green terracotta and a mossy cobblestone wall again on both sides, followed by a row of 5 again. Going all the way across, a row of 3 again, now row of 5, row of 3, mossy cobblestone wall on both sides again, row of 5, row of 3, mossy cobblestone wall again on both ends there, row of 5, row of 3, mossy cobblestone wall again on both sides, and then a row of 5 green terracotta across the back here. So it should look something like this. You basically want to have a mossy cobblestone wall in the space basically between each one of these sets of wheels. So something just like that going all the way along the side here. Now once we get to this point, we're going to go ahead and then place down another row of 5, a green terracotta across the back here, followed by a green shulker box like this to both sides. Once we have that done, we're going to also take our dark oak wood stairs, and we're going to go ahead and go to the blocks on either side of the middle one. We're going to place down a dark oak wood upside down stair in its place, just like that. And from this, we're going to go from this green terracotta block, back 1 and 2, and then dark oak wood button to both sides of this block, like so. Now we're going to go ahead and also grab ourselves some nether brick walls. We're going to place down 2 nether brick walls here coming off those 2 blocks, like so. We're going to place down item frames here on the sides of these stairs. In those item frames, we're going to place down a red stained glass block, followed by a dark oak wood sign on the sides of the stairs like that. Once we have that all done, we want to go and then go to the side here. We're going to place down a dark oak wood button, come off this green shulker box, an item frame. Same thing over here, dark oak wood button, item frame, and then in that item frame, we're going to place down a cobweb, like so, for the rear sprocket wheel. And then after we have that done, we want to go and then grab ourselves some nether brick slabs. And for this, we're going to place down a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 nether brick top slabs across like so. We're going to go and go to the second one from the front, place down a dark oak wood sign, item frame, and a green terracotta block. And we want to then go to this space right here, so between these 2 middle wheels, we're going to place down a dark oak wood sign, item frame, and a green terracotta block. And same thing right here for these middle 2 between these 2 back wheels. So just like that. And we're going to go ahead and go over here and do the same thing. So row nether brick top slabs all the way across, like so. And item frames on these sides here, green terracotta blocks in those item frames, and dark oak wood signs coming off the sides of these slabs, like so. And after we have that all done, that is pretty much going to wrap it up here for what we have for this layer. And with that, we'll go ahead and move into our next layer, layer number 3. Alright guys, so going ahead and moving on, I want to go and real quickly cover that I forgot to kind of start working on this bucket here for the front for our excavator arm. So I'm going to go ahead and basically cover what we need to do for this right now. So to begin with, we're going to be going ahead and go into our middle dark oak wood stair. We're going to go and skip 1, 2, and 3 spaces back, and we're going to go ahead and then place down a polished andesite stair like that. We're going to go then place down a polished andesite stair to both sides of that stair, and then skeleton skulls along the front of the stairs, along with polished andesite top slabs along the rear of the stairs. We want to go and then place down a row of 3 of polished andesite blocks to go up from the top slabs, and then a iron trapdoor like this to both sides, a debug stick, which we're going to be going ahead and using this debug stick to go and make the iron trapdoors kind of open up like that to the sides. If you do not have access to a debug stick, I do recommend maybe using dark oak wood trapdoors or birch wood, whichever your preference, to kind of create that shape there for the bucket. Not a super important feature, but just a nice feature to kind of have. So anyways, that right there is going to do it for basically what we need to kind of catch up here. Also a dark oak wood sign on both sides of this polished andesite stair. Anyways, once we have that done, that's going to get us caught back up, and with that, we're going to move into layer 3. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we're moving into layer number 3. For layer 3 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down a andesite wall on top of this block right here, followed by a lever to both sides of it on these blocks, and we want these levers kind of flicked so that they're facing toward the tank. We're going to go then take our polished andesite blocks, we're going to place down a row of 3 blocks across this section here, and then on both sides here, we're going to grab ourselves a item frame. We're going to place down a item frame on the sides here of those polished andesite blocks with a green terracotta block in the item frames like this. And then also we're going to place down a dark oak wood sign on the side of the polished andesite blocks like so. Once we have that all finished, we're going to then grab ourselves a mossy cobblestone wall. We're going to place down a mossy cobblestone wall here, followed by one that goes up, and then a polished andesite stair coming off the front throughout the wall. On both sides of the wall, we're going to place down a dark oak wood sign like that, and we want to go and then place down a zombie head going back like that from it. Going ahead and focus our attention now back to the tank itself. We're going to go ahead and grab ourselves our green carpet. We're going to place down 2 green carpets here on top of these 2 nether brick stairs. We then want to take our dark oak wood trapdoors. We're going to place down 1, 2, 1, 2 trapdoors back on both sides. So just like that. We're going to go then take our zombie heads. We're going to place down a zombie head on top of this center stair here, followed by a zombie head at a slight angle to both sides of it, like so. And we also want to go ahead and grab ourselves a spruce wood, or a stripped spruce wood log, and we're going to place down a stripped spruce wood log in this section here for the driver's hatch. Once we get to that point, over this section here, we're going to place down a row of 3 of dark oak with top slabs across. We then want to place down a row of 3 of green terracotta blocks across. And then after that, we're going to go to both ends, place down 2 spruce wood slabs going out to the sides here. And that's going to be on both sides of the tank. Once we have that done, we want to go and take our green terracotta blocks. We're going to place down 1, 2, 3, and 4 rows of 3 of green terracotta. And we're going to then take our dark oak wood stairs, and we're going to place down 1, 2, 3 dark oak wood stairs, and then dark oak wood corner stair, and then 1, 2, 3 dark oak wood stairs, and our corner stair. We're going to then place down 1, 2, 3, and 4. 3 spruce wood slabs back, and 1, 2, 3. After that, we want to go and then take our spruce wood signs, place down a row of 4 along the side here, like so, and same thing over here. A row of 4 of spruce wood signs. After we have that all done, we want to go and then place down a lever on top of this narrow brick top slab to both sides. We're going to go ahead and grab ourselves a item frame and a green stained glass pane. We're going to place down an item frame and a green stained glass pane underneath the lever, and same thing over here. Once we have that done, we're going to take our green terracotta dark oak slabs, and we're going to be going ahead and placing down a row 3 of slabs here across the middle, and then a daylight detector to both sides. We then want to go ahead and take our green terracotta, and we're going to place down 1 and 2 green terracotta blocks here, 1 and 2. And after that, we're going to place down a narrow brick slab to both sides like that, and we want to go and then take our green terracotta and place down a row of 3 across like so. We're going to go then place down an item frame here to the side, followed by a green bed and a dark oak wood sign like that. Same thing over here, item frame, green bed, and a dark oak wood sign like that in the item frame. Now once we get to this point, we want to go and then take our green terracotta. We're going to place down 1, 2, 3 rows of 3 of green terracotta blocks going back, and then we're going to then take our black concrete and place down a row of 3 of black concrete across. Coming off the middle green concrete block, we're going to place down 2 green terracotta blocks back, and then 2 dark oak wood buttons here on both ends. We then want to go and grab ourselves a black bed. We're going to place down a black bed like this on top of this green terracotta block like that for the sides, and then we're going to take our mossy cobblestone walls, and we're going to place down a row of 2 mossy cobblestone walls going back from the bed on both sides. We then want to grab our spruce wood slabs. We're going to place down 2 spruce wood slabs here, and same thing over here, 2 spruce wood slabs. We then want to go ahead and grab ourselves some spruce wood signs, and on the sides of these slabs here, we're going to place down spruce wood signs. So just like that. Once we have that all done there, we're going to then grab ourselves a lever. We're going to place down a lever here, item frame, and a green stained glass pane in the item frame. Same thing over here as well in this section. And we're going to go ahead and do the same thing here on top of the shulker box. So lever, item frame, green stained glass pane in the item frame, and same thing over here. Once we have that done, we're going to take our green carpet. Over here on the left side, we're going to place down a row of 3 of green carpet across like so. Be careful not to open your shulker box, because if you do, it's going to mess up your lever there. And we want to go and then place down a zombie head over here on the right side, and a green carpet like that over here. And again, just be careful if you do open up your shulker boxes here. You will cause your item frames to fall off and all that stuff. So just be careful with that on both sides there. And once we have that all done, the last thing for us to do is just go and take some ladders and place them down the sides here of these black concrete blocks. And with that all complete there, that's going to wrap up layer number 3 for the build. And with that, let's move on to layer number 4. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we moved into layer number 4. For layer 4 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to take our green terracotta, place down a row of 3 across the front here, followed by a zombie head here to both sides. Once we have that done, we want to go and then place down a dark oak wood stair on top of this zombie head here, and then a zombie head to both sides of the stair like that. Once we have that done, we're going to take our green terracotta, place down a row of 3, followed by a second row of 3 after that, And we're going to then take our mossy cobblestone walls, place down 1 and 2, and 1 and 2 along the sides. We're going to go then place down another row of 5 this time, with green terracotta going across. And on both sides here, we're going to place down a birchwood button. We then want to place down another row of 3 green terracotta across. This time, however, we're going to place down a red concrete block on both sides, and we want to go and then grab ourselves a item frame. And white concrete, we're going to place down an item frame on the side here, white concrete kind of in a diamond type shape here on the sides of these blocks like that. Once you have that done, take our green terracotta, place down a row of 5 across, and a tripwire hook again to both sides. Once we have that done, we're going to place down a row of 3 of green terracotta across this space here, and then a mossy cobblestone wall to both sides just like that. After we have that all done, we want to go ahead and place down a dark oak upstairs stair here in the center, and then a corner stair to both sides, and then a top slab coming off the sides here of those corner stairs. And we want to go ahead and then place down a row of 5 of dark oak top slabs across just like that. Once that's done, we're going to place down a row of 3 of daylight detectors, followed by a second row of 3. And we want to go ahead and then place down a row of 3 of dark oak trapdoors across, and again with the trapdoors closed like that. We then lastly want to go and take our dark oak wood slabs. We're going to place down 1 and 2 slabs like that on the back there to go and finish that section off. And once we have that all done there, that's going to wrap up what we have there for layer 4. And with that, let's go ahead and move into layer number 5. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we're moving into layer number 5. For layer 5, to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to go and go to the top of the zombie head here for the bucket. We're going to place down a green terracotta block that goes up from it. We're going to then also want to go ahead and place down a dark oak button on both sides of this green terracotta block. Go ahead and going forward from it, we're going to place down a end rod and then a zombie head like that to go and finish that bucket off. Going to the back here, we're going to place down a green terracotta block on top of this one, followed by a zombie head to both sides of that green terracotta block. And we're going to go ahead and also place down a mossy cobblestone wall on top of these 2 zombie heads here to both sides on the front. We're going to then take our dark oak wood slabs, we're going to place down a row of 3 across, followed by a row of 3 of dark oak wood stairs across. On the sides here, we're going to place down a zombie head at a slight angle to both sides, and then a standard zombie head here on top of this mossy cobblestone wall like that. Now once we have that done, we're going to take our green terracotta, we're going to place down a row of 3 across, mossy cobblestone wall on both sides, and then we want to place down a another row of 5 this time, with green terracotta going all the way across, and a zombie head again to both sides here. We then want to go ahead and grab ourselves our spruce wood log again. We're going to place down 1 over here on the left side, followed by a mossy cobblestone wall, and then 2 green terracotta blocks over, and another mossy cobblestone wall. We're going to go and repeat the same thing again, so 3 green terracotta blocks across, mossy cobblestone wall to both sides. And we're going to go ahead and do the same row one more time. So row 3 again of green terracotta across and a mossy cobblestone wall again to both sides. When we get to this section here, we're going to place down a green shulker box on the left and right side, dark oak with top slab, and then in the middle space here, and place down a row 3 of green terracotta. We want to go and then take our dark oak with fence gates. We're going to place down a fence gate here, opened up, and a fence gate here. And we want the fence gates opened up toward the rear of the vehicle, like so. And then coming off the sides of the fence gates, we're going to place down another fence gate and have this fence gate opened up toward those fence gates. So just like that. And around these fence gates here, we're just going to take dark oak with signs and wrap them around the sides here. So like this, and along these sides here as well. And on the sides here of the shulker boxes, we're going to place down a dark oak with trapdoor and have it closed. And then for the one over here on the left side, we're just going to go ahead and leave the left side one alone. So a trapdoor only on the right side one. And then in the very middle space there, to go ahead and finish it off, we're going to place down a grindstone like that, coming off the green terracotta block. And once we have that all complete there, that is going to basically wrap up what we have there for layer number 5. And with that, we'll go ahead and move into layer number 6. Alright guys, going ahead and moving into our next layer, we have layer number 6. For layer 6 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to go to this green terracotta block. We're going to go ahead and go up 1. And we also want to go ahead and go up from this end rod, 1 end rod. And that's all we have to do here for that front section. Going back to this section here, we're going to place down a mossy cobblestone wall on top of this green terracotta block. And a green terracotta block going forward like so. We then want to go ahead and place down a block coming off these 2 mossy cobblestone walls, and then we're going to place down an end rod on top of it and delete that block so you get a design that looks like that here for the front. Once we have that done, we're going to go back here to this section. We're going to place down a green terracotta block here, and a dark oak would stair to both sides of that green terracotta block. After that, going back from these stairs, we're going to place down a dark oak wood stair back and a stripped spruce wood log here on top. After that, we're going to place down a dark oak wood stair here on the back and a zombie head there on both sides like that. After we have that done, we want to go ahead and then place down a black bed on the side here. Come off the stair, and item frame and a black bed in the item frame, and a dark oak wood sign over the side of the stair. Same thing over here as well, just like that. After we have that all done, we want to go and then place down a row of 2 of end rods coming off this block right here, and we want to go and then place down a zombie head on top of this mossy cobblestone wall, just like that. After that's all complete there, we want to go ahead and then take our redstone repeaters. We're going to place down a redstone repeater on top of this block here. And we want to go and then also grab ourselves a redstone comparator and place down a redstone comparator on top of this green terracotta block like that, to go and, finish that off. We're going to go and then place down a dark oak wood fence post here, and then 1, 2, 3 end rods up, and then over here we're going to go to this mossy cobblestone wall, dark oak wood fence post, and 3 iron bars up from that. After we have that all done, we want to go and then grab our dark oak wood buttons. We're going to place down 1 and 2 dark oak wood buttons, and also one on top of this shortcut box right here with an item frame and a green terracotta block in the item frame like that. After we have that done, we're going to go and place down a zombie head here on top of this grindstone, and we want to go and then place down a zombie head here on top of this shortcut box here as well. With that all complete there, that's going to basically wrap it up for layer 6, and with that we're going to move into our final layers, which are going to basically consist of layers 7, 8, and 9. So with that, let's go ahead and move into our last final layers. Alright guys, moving into our last final layers. To go ahead and get started with, we're going to place down a zombie head here on top of this green terracotta block, and we're going to go ahead and then place down a stone button on top of this spruce wood log. Once we have that all done, we're going to go ahead and then place down a mossy cobblestone wall here, green terracotta block, and a zombie head here to both sides of this block. After that, we're going to place down a dark oak wood top slab. After that, we're going to place down a dark oak wood trapdoor, and then a green terracotta block coming off that trapdoor, followed by a dark oak wood button here to both sides. We then want to place down a mossy cobblestone wall here, and then a zombie head coming off of that wall like so. Go ahead and go into this section here and place down a dark oak wood slab, dark oak wood top slab, mossy cobblestone wall, and a green terracotta block like that, with a zombie head coming off the side of it. We're going to go to the top of this block here, place down a dark oak wood slab, end rod, and then a zombie head here on top of that top slab, just like that. And with that done, that's going to basically complete my design here for the CZ-10/25E Alacrán combat engineering vehicle. Hope you guys do enjoy this tutorial and are able to put it to good use. If you do end up using this build, I do ask that you guys give me proper credit for it. This will be a link from a silent build to a link to my channel or this video if this does appear on any social media sites. As long as you guys give me proper credit for the build, you're free to use it for projects you guys are working on. Overall, enjoy the build, have fun with it, and all that fun stuff. And with that, thank you guys again so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been your 204, and I'll see you guys next time.